Somewhere between the desert floor and the pines of the Bradshaw Mountains, a simple drive turns into a moment that shifts the entire day. Trails out here don't ask for much, just patience, awareness, and a respect for the terrain. But every now and then, the mountain reminds you who's really in charge. This is the Backway to Crown King, and today it gives us more than a little scenery. So I'm taking a drive today. We're gonna go up to Crown King on the Backway. This is the Chief Badge of Honor Trail. It will be probably 4 to 6 hours or so of driving. A couple of technical bits at the end. That'll be interesting to see how we do. It's pretty much a 4 or 5 out of 10 for the most part. A lot of just straight washboard desert trails and things going up there. Then there's 2 major obstacles at the end towards Crown King and the Bradshaw Mountains. So that'll be an exciting thing to look forward to. A lot of mines out here, a lot of UTV traffic, as you're probably seeing as we drive by. This is all adjacent to Lake Pleasant Park here in Maricopa County, so a lot of activity up here once it cools off like this today in November. So we're gonna check it out. Had a good day out on the trail here. We've had a lot of rain lately, so there's just a ton of debris. A lot of the washes are washed out. Not too much dust today, which is I always prefer less dust than more dust. There's a lot of people having a great time out here, so we'll see how it goes. This stretch of road is a great example of this part of Arizona, with wide desert flats, saguaros, barrel cactus, and cholla spread out with Palo Verde mesquite and the occasional oak tree in the washes. With a mix of history, old mining routes, this will be one of the better mountain drives we get to take this time of year. So we're about 3 or 4 miles in on French Road off of Castle Hot Springs Road. This is maybe a mile or so towards the China Dam parking. There's a little, I guess, parking or campsite area that you can go to, and that's a good way to either drive over the dam or take some great pictures. So we're gonna try to do both. And there's quite a bit of activity out here today. There's a few side-by-sides just blasted by, having a great time. I'm not gonna go 40 on this road. They definitely can. I think I'm sitting at about 10 or 15, and that's a little bit bumpy, but nice and smooth. They're down to about, I don't know, 17, 18 PSI, so not bad at all. But some great scenery up here. Cool little campsite over here. And then some descents here that we'll be taking. China Dam looks out of place in this landscape. Stone walls stacked across this small canyon built more than 150 years ago. It's one of the earliest water control structures in the area, put together by Chinese laborers who worked the mines and ranches long before Phoenix grew past the Salt River. The dam wasn't built for large-scale storage. It was meant to catch runoff, hold just enough water for livestock and hydraulic mining. Oh wow. Standing next to it, you get a sense of how much work went into something that had to survive flash floods and dry seasons. These stones have been sitting here longer than most towns in this part of the state. Hi. I thought that was the dam. This is awesome. Yeah. That's so cool. Wow.
There's still plenty of material that gets washed up.
Yeah? You gonna go for a swim?
Yeah. Yeah, especially right
Sweet.
there, huh?
Get your filter out, right?
That's
Yeah,
a mistake.
I wasn't gonna.
I
dip
was
it. I like this way better.
I did dip my toe in a little bit.
Whoa, son of a pig.
Oh. At least it's not this side, right? It's
Yeah.
nasty over there.
Yeah. Why don't you come jump in on this side, Jake?
At least it's clean water over here.
trail. So this is just all broke through at one point, it looks like, or there was a gate of some kind. There's some notches up there. That is cool. Look at that. Well, we're a little slippery right here, I can tell you. What a feeling. Okay. So China Dam is pretty cool. It was a nice place to check out. I think it really sets the tone really for the rest of the day. Hints of this scattered passage across the desert, really reminding us that people worked hard to survive in this landscape long before off-roaders found all these trails. Fucking stupid. As you can tell, a lot of traffic. Not 6 side-by-sides in a small group of 4. But you can really be out here. I don't know, I probably wouldn't do this in summer with that by myself, but it's, you know, now it's November, so the weather's pretty good. And we're just taking it easy. The trail says, you know, there's a couple of ledges coming up down here towards the cabin. So you're gonna get tossed around a bit, but again, stay aired down and you'll have a much more comfortable time. But yeah, we are. Last little crossing here. The cabin should be right up here on our left, if I'm not mistaken. So it should be coming up soon. So just as the trail gate ends, you've got this short little walk up to the cabin. A lot of debris. There's some railroad ties over here. That's pretty neat. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Nice. So from what I understand, the guy that, the miner or so that lived here, I believe it was settled in the 1920s or 1930s. Got evicted in the 90s when the dam was starting to flood the area. So I think there was some eminent domain or what have you, I wonder. Anyways, it's pretty fascinating place. A lot of debris everywhere. Looking on the cabin, you see a lot of so many windows, and pretty interesting the way he did. If you look a little bit closer at this cabin here, the way he did the insulation, he actually has there's like tin cans throughout this whole area. So his tin cans were a building material, so probably help with insulation too. So pretty interesting stuff. Lots of windows. So can't imagine the temperature it must have been here in in the summer, but he did have a nice little creek over here. Pretty tremendous stuff.
Look at that tunnel.
A closet there, wow. Tule Homestead really shows you a glimpse of what it took to be out here. I imagine families staying here seasonally, maybe running some cattle and working contracts tied to the mines. The descent gives you a better sense of the terrain, how these washes funnel water, how the land directs you whether you want it to or not. I'm retracing the same path now, dropping back down towards Castle Hot Springs Road. It's about 8 miles, there's no detours, and at least 30 minutes from here back to the main route, and from there we'll start climbing towards Crown King. Once again. Wow, okay. This early part of the climb is steady, nothing complicated, just a slow gain in elevation. The mountains ahead show the real work. Some of the old mining camps set up high and the roads followed the contours of the hillsides in and out of the drainages. A bit later we'll pass through an active mining claim. It really shows you that when the market has a demand, industrious people will find a way to make a bet and hope it pays off. Geologically, the Bradshaws are a mix of volcanic formations and intrusive rock, places where molten material pushed upwards and cooled into veins that carry gold, silver, and copper. Copper's big in Arizona. Those veins are the reason the road network even exists. Every route in and out of these mountains tied back to mines, mills, or supply camps. As I climb, the story of the mountain starts to show itself in places. Tailings piled tucked into small narrow canyons, a few collapsed cabin foundations, and rusty bits of pipe and cable here and there. You don't always notice them at speed, but when you slow down, the path becomes easier to see. Most of these sites were small, 2 or 3 men working to climb, maybe a pack animal, a small cabin, and a haul road just wide enough for a wagon. Not the big operations like Crown King or Bell. Those are satellite outposts, short-lived, quiet, and weather-beaten. Today, a few of the larger claims, west of here in Baghdad, are multi-billion-dollar copper claims that have lasted over 100 years. This is wild. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? Wow, look at that. That is a trip. All the machinery. The history out here is great, but let's be honest, we're here for the drive. The Backway is famous for a reason. Throughout this section, there are some fun obstacles and bypasses to try out. Pretty forgiving, but a ton of fun. Most of the trail is moderate, but the last 8 miles in the upper elevations, where the desert gives way to the pine forest, is where the real fun begins. That's where the trail changes from the scenic drive to a technical challenge. I passed a couple working their way up the trail on a rental Jeep Rubicon. We chatted a bit, and I'd agreed to wait for them near the final obstacle in case they needed a hand, or at least a spotter. They're doing everything right with a slow pace and careful spotting, but a rental Jeep from the airport obviously doesn't have the equipment, both the lift and tires, that a more purposeful vehicle would have. I struggled at the waterfall obstacles. I made a few attempts before hitting my drive shaft a few too many times.
I'm gonna stay left and it should be okay. I think so. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna go far left and keep my tire to just inside of that. Yeah. Because my breakover is pretty crappy, so. It's usually more dramatic than it is in real life. Christ. Yeah, there you go. Oh shit. Ooh.
Here at the Waterfall Obstacle, they reach a rock step they simply can't clear. We walk through options, stacking rock, repositioning, adjusting approach angles. The goal is simple: keep everything stable, keep movements small. We even attempted a tow rope recovery. The obstacle isn't giving much room. One tire loads up on a rock, the other drops into a pocket, and the Jeep settles into a steeper angle than before. And then in a moment, the whole situation changed. It's possible the driver turns the wheel just a hair too much to the left without trying to correct the line. Regardless, the Jeep pitches hard onto its side, settling against the cliffside of the shelf road. Everyone's okay, seatbelts do their job, but the day just took a sharp turn. We couldn't recover it on the trail, so we had to call it. After digging their suitcases out of the shattered hardtop of the Jeep, the couple loaded into my rig. Their Crown King Badge of Honor plans changing rapidly.
Okay, it's not much of anything.
So I guess we can see if they got reception there.
Maybe. No, we'll figure it out. Look at that. Holy shit.
Take a picture real quick. It's going to be in the ravine as soon as somebody comes up against it.
100%.
Seeing the flop over from the higher part of the trail really shows what a worst case scenario might have been. With marginal cell coverage, we make our way up the trail with plenty of side-by-side groups deciding their next steps as the trail was blocked and there was no getting around
I
it.
guess we'll see what happens. Credit card insurance is supposed to... We'll see what they say.
You may be super fucked or a little fucked or not fucked at all. It's,
Yeah.
Who knows? Yeah. It's hard to say. But this is quite the trail. Exciting.
I'll probably do is just on the way back as I get reception, I'll rent another vehicle, have you drop us off at the airport.
Easy.
Unless you're catching an early flight back.
Pick them out.
We're done off-roading for the weekend. No, you're fine. I just can't see a thing. There we go.
Oh, Arizona. Arizona doesn't disappoint. Oh, there we go. There we go. Goodness.
Yeah, there was that, I think he passed us when you passed us, that single cab Jeep
Yeah.
He said there was that ledge, which was that he turned around at. Which he probably would have made that next part.
I don't know. He wasn't that tall though. He had like
that's
short
true.
tires. I don't know.
Okay.
That's wild. Yeah, I've been documenting this whole trip because I do YouTube videos and trail reviews and stuff. And I should have had the camera out the whole time, but of course I didn't. That would have been great to have a. Would have been very exciting clickbait. Now it's going to be a good fucking thumbnail. That's all I got.
Couple from Houston decided to go off-roading.
Right? Rubicon would be fine.
Hundreds of times. Well, not hundreds, but many times.
That's funny.
And that's the problem when you're taking advice from somebody that does side-by-side. The hell, they just hit it and jump over it.
Is that what he's back there?
Well, I mean, the first guy he said there's a couple places you rub your belly, which they surely did.
Okay.
And then the couple that stopped at the waterfall there, they said, yes, this is the hardest part, which probably for them it is.
I am astonished that a Rubicon had that much trouble. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
I don't think you were cocky for thinking you could do it. That seems sensible to me.
Yeah.
Like it would have been tight, but it doesn't seem like impossible. It's not like
Right.
some Mazda or something ridiculous.
Right.
Like it's literally what it's for.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's terrible.
When you went up, did you go left or right? When you went over that?
He went to the left.
I went left and I descended.
Which that's the crazy part, yeah, because you got a longer wheelbase. Your tires are probably aired down about equal because I wouldn't have my seatbelt on.
Oh, 100%. I'm like, oh, fuck it. I'm outside. I don't know what you belong. That's exactly what I do. I put mine on when
Yeah.
Like, shit.
Just you're jumping in and out. You don't think you're going to do anything. And
Now I consider down. A little bit of beans. This is gnarly right here.
yeah.
Shelf.
Okay, so I always think like worst case scenario, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking if it rolled like that 2 more feet,
Yeah. You're in the.
we were tied to your car. We would have pulled you down the mountain with us.
Because you weigh more than me because of that battery. We have one. My wife has that car. And it's heavy as hell.
Would have rolled one more. It would have swung around. He would have been dangling on it. Would have been on his wheels, and he could have pulled it up the hill.
I'm like,
I think Jeeps are a good example of it's good enough. It's not perfect, but it's good enough.
it's such a good platform. Like, God, these things can do anything.
Yeah.
Usually.
Usually. Except
Most of the time, they don't fall over.
Yeah.
No, I've been. They're not wonderful, but they do a great job, and they're so capable. Okay, stop it! Look at that! Holy shit! Get that view on your phone.
wow.
Oh wow! Look at that! That's excellent.
Shades.
I'm not a big lake guy. I mean, might be a lake guy after this trip. With
Right.
we're out here for another 5 hours in the dark. I don't know.
So we chase those badge of honor trails and stuff.
This is one of them.
Yeah, and that's why
You have to finish it, though.
that's where we're here. Well, technically we are finishing.
You have to finish with the car you
Right.
started. Is that a rule? I don't know. Fuck, that's crazy. I can't believe it. This road gets shittier and shittier. Wow. Yeah, you should have done Schnebly Hill. It would have been a lot more fun. Then you could go to sit down and have margaritas.
So have you done this trail before?
Never.
Is it? Oh, okay.
I'm like, I'm gonna go do this one. Then it's a difficult. I'm like, it's a 5-foot ledge. How bad can it be?
Right.
And it wasn't bad for me, but it was bad for some people. Oh. Yeah, it said large tires and modified recommended. I'm like, all right, that's a good idea.
We made it into the quiet, dark town a lot later than planned, grabbed a quick bite at the cafe, and made the necessary calls to the sheriff and the rental company. The staff at the cafe were more than helpful, so hats off to them. The day ended not with cold drinks around a campfire, but with a long, quiet drive all the way back to the Phoenix airport, for them to ultimately get another rental car and continue their trip, leaving the stranded Rubicon behind in the Bradshaw Mountains as a reminder. Even the fun obstacles can bite you. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
You guys might have caught that we did a recovery on the Backway Crown King the other day. Maybe you didn't. I think it only made one Facebook post. Somebody posted it. So somebody flopped a Jeep at the rocks just above the steps. And Yavapai Sheriff had us go get it right away because it was blocking the trail. So this is what it looks like. This out at like 1 in the morning. So here it sits, just waiting for insurance.